Amber. So today's video is going to be a review on Mirabella makeup palettes. Mirabella is a company that started in Utah in about 2002. In the very first salon that I worked in when I was 17, they got a Mirabella display and the team came in and trained us and all those kind of things. And of course I was going to school at that time and it was the same makeup that we use in my school. Because I went to a local school, they really liked using a local makeup company that was professional. So it was really exciting for me to break out into the cosmetology industry and have a great makeup to use. So I really enjoyed using this makeup and I've actually used it for quite a few years. A lady who first created these, she worked for a bunch of different makeup companies and she put a lot of research into what the high quality makeup companies use to create their products. So she decided to make her own makeup line. Mirabella palettes work a lot like your basic MAC palettes. So you're gonna have, the magnetic places to put all of your shadow. I can buy this bigger size because I'm a professional, but I think typically you can only buy a pick 4 size. But these are a standard pan size. I put other random pan eyeshadows I have in these palettes, and you also can put them in a Z palette or a MAC palette or anything like that. They're just a standard palette size. So as far as quality goes, I really like these. These are one of the first makeup that I really use professionally, as I said, and I've never been disappointed with the quality. They've got a really nice high pigmentation on your neutrals, and I'll go through and swatch them all for you in a minute, but you can definitely tell, they're very soft, buttery shadows, and you're going to get a good color payout. As far as long wear, they work really well and they're long lasting. Of course, they're like any shadow. If you're going to have a primer, you're going to get an all day wear. If you're not going to wear a primer with it, you're going to get creasing. I think that's pretty common across the board unless it's like a cream shadow with the primer built in, but they are really nicely pigmented and they do last a long time. So I have my palettes divided into 3 categories. So I have neutrals and then pink warm colors and then brights. So for my first palette, I have my pink warm colors, and this is probably one of my favorite go-to palettes. Of course, it's on the bottom. And these are some of the colors that I like to wear the most. As you can see, I've hit pan on several of them. So I'm going to go through what the names are and swatch those for you guys. So if you're interested, the pans are sold not in compacts at all, only separately. And they're $10 each, so they're really nice and affordable. And like I said, they're really good quality. Now some of these colors I have may be discontinued, but I think most of them are for sale still on their website. So the first color is just a nice light pink, and it has just, a nice sheen to it, very just neutral everyday. That one's called Bliss. The next color is called Guava, and it's this peachy pink right here. I have a nice flesh tone color, but has a little bit more warmness and gold undertones. The next one I know has been discontinued. It was one of my favorite shades. I can like barely get anything out, but it's a matte kind of burgundy brown shade, and this was called Mirabella. So that was one of the first shades they came out with when they launched the line. The next shade is a shimmery pink. It's kind of lighter than the Mirabella was, and this is called Lulu. And it's the one in the pan right there. The next one, unfortunately, is also discontinued, and I couldn't find the name of it, but this is one of my favorite shadows as well. This one I've majorly hit pan on, and I don't know why they discontinued this, because it's just a really pretty frosty kind of mauve color, and it just looks really nice when you've got blue eyes. The next one is Vintage. It's this dark, and it's got a nice sheen to it, and this one is super pigmented. I pressed way harder than I really need to get color payoff on that one. And the next is just a light pink. This one is called Sorbet, and this one is just a bright white, and it's called Stella. And the last one is similar to Vintage, but it's completely matte, and this one is called Cultured. And that's that right there on the end. Now, mind you, I don't have all the shades, but I'm going to just show you as much as I can so you guys can get a good idea of what colors I have to offer. Okay, so the next I will do my neutrals. So here's kind of a good overview of the palette. Now this one right here is not a Mirabella, so I won't be doing the green. Okay, so the first one I actually got in my IPSY My Glam bag. I was really excited when they started putting Mirabella stuff in the IPSY bags because I feel like it's such a great makeup brand. And when I started on YouTube, like nobody used it. Like I'd be like, oh, I did a Mirabella haul, and everyone's like, I've never even heard of that. And it was really hard because it was mostly sold in salons. So if people didn't live near a salon that carried it, then they really had no way of getting it. Now they have an online site, so it's much easier to order from, and it's just a better like social media user friendly company. Anyway, this first color is called Semi-Formal. It just has a nice kind of sheen to it, not too shimmery. That's this one. And the next one is similar to MAC's Rice Paper, and this is called Decor. The next one has a little bit more glitter in it, and this one is called Sienna. It's the third one over. And this one is actually one of my favorite. It's very shimmery metallic brown, and it's very warm gold. This is called Crave, but sadly this one was discontinued. Okay, the next one is a whitish. It has more of a yellow tone to it. And this one is called Silent. This one is called Cypress. And that one is just right here. I did those two. And for the bottom row here, we have a really nice, it's kind of a gray steel color, but it has a hint of blue undertones in it. You can kind of see that, the very second to last one right there. And this one is called Smolder. And this is a nice matte brown. This is one that I use to fill in my eyebrows when my hair is a little darker. And this one is called Vivace, and it's just a nice matte. And this one again is discontinued, sadly. It's one of my favorites because it's a really bright gold, but it's really orange. Like if you compare it to Half Baked from Urban Decay, you know, the pigmentation is very similar, but Half Baked is a lot more yellow and this one's a lot more orange. So I was so sad that they discontinued that color because I like having those really orange tones because they look good on blue eyes. Now my last palette, all of these colors are current, so none of these are discontinued. And this is my Brights palette, and then I also have a cake liner and then just one empty pan just in case I find a color I have to pick up. The first one is called Pretty Edgy, and this is a nice hot pink. I love this color. It is great for those really nice fashion looks. The next one is called Hydrangea, and oh wow, that one's super pigmented. I like seriously got way too much there. But this one is one of my favorites too. You can tell that I've hit pan on it. It's just a really nice like purple, but it's like more cool toned, and it's unusual purple. Like I compare it to the other purples I have, and nothing quite is like this. I really like that one. This one right here is a cake liner, and these are from their high impact liners. This is just the dark brown, and I believe they are discontinuing these, but they still have them. They are about $8 or $9 on their website right now, so if you're interested, these you actually just get your brush wet and put it in there and line your eyes. It's what I use today, but it's a really nice liner and it never dries out, which is the nice thing. Where gels, you know, if you don't store them or you don't glue it on tight, over time they're gonna dry out. Like this thing is gonna last forever because it's dry. You just wet your brush, drag it through, get a nice liner, you're done. Alrighty, so next row we have, so this one is this nice teal color is called Hot or Oat, or however you want to do that, H-A-U-T-E. And that is really nice. And this one actually is a pretty dang close dupe for MAC Aquadesiac. I mean, it's just a tinge lighter, but you can see they're really similar in shades. So it has quite the similar effect, except for Aphrodisiac has a little more shimmer to it. The next one is Chill, and this is a nice lilac-y pink. It has a nice iridescence to it, and that one's right there. And then this one is a nice silvery blue. I don't even know what to call this because sometimes it looks silver and sometimes it looks blue. But look how amazing the pigmentation is on that. Like, it's seriously like, it's like bam, silver. But it is such a pretty color, but I still just don't know how to classify it. It's silvery blue. The next one is also very similar to a matte color. This is called Ultraviolet. And this is so similar to MAC's Stars and Rockets. It's not even funny. Like, they are pretty much the exact same color. And I had both, and I didn't even realize it. Like, I had this one first, and then I bought this, and then when I was doing this, I was like, actually, those look very similar. And they are almost exactly dupes for each other. All right, so two more. I have a nice neutral, which is Poppy, and this is just a great nude, more matte, has a little bit of a sheen. Highlight color, blending color, anything like that. And my very last one is called Aquamarine, and this is just a gorgeous, like, peacock green blue. So pretty. So I just love it. And you put that with that silver. I mean, it definitely has more matte effect. You can see how much more matte is. That's so much more shimmery, but so pretty. I just love these colors. So I ended up going back and getting some more colors because I was just loving these so much. So this one is Azure, and it's just this nice dark blue green color. The next one is Woodstock. It's a really nice golden copper, very metallic-y, very pigmented. This one is called Ink, which is just like the perfect name because it's exactly like the color of blue ink, and it's a matte shade. This one's Clover. It has a light sheen to it and just a nice spring yellowy green. And the last color I got is called Sweet Pea, which is a golden olive green, and it has more of a metallic finish. So anyway, those are all of my colors I have in my Mirabella palettes. I love this makeup so much. I feel like this is a rediscovered favorite. So I've been going back and diving into these. Today's look, I used the Warm Pink palette, Guava, this pink right there, in all over the lid, and then I went in with Vintage right here, just in the crease, and just blended it out really nice. I don't know if you can see that very well. That's all the colors I have in my Mirabella makeup palettes. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and feel free to leave one below. Any comments? What were your favorite colors?